Say hello. Hello. Say hello. Okay. Done yet. Go. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? Hey everyone, my name is Lita. No, that's cringe. Ew. Hey everyone, my name is Lika and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, this is so random. I had this whole thing planned in my head that I was going to dress up and put some makeup on and look somewhat presentable to do this video. But then I figured I look like this 90% of the time, so if this is going to be about me, then I'm going to show you every bit of me. So yeah, the thing that I love about online platforms is that you can sort of share things, you can share whatever you want really. So I personally love using my social media, and I'm not ashamed to say that I love social media, but I love using my social media to share things that I love and enjoy and their experience, things that I sort of struggle with, because it's kind of like just venting to your best friend about everything and anything, and like it just sort of normalizes a lot of things that over the years has become not normal, if that makes sense. So I tend to follow a lot of people that sort of resonate with me, and I think that's why I like to share things, because I know in the past when I've seen other people go through the same things that I have gone through, good or bad, it sort of makes you feel like you're not alone. And I think that's why I want to start this whole YouTube page. For me, for a long time, I struggled with putting myself first. That's not to say that anybody made me feel that way, that I didn't have the opportunity to put myself first, because there have been times when I could, and I have, but I struggled for a long time with my mental health, to the point where I would hide a lot of things from the ones that were the closest to me, like all my loved ones and that. I mean, for example, like my sister sort of knew, but like she didn't fully know that I had mental health issues until I came out with it maybe like 2 years ago. And just me coming out to her with all my mental health issues, like, oh my goodness, I was like on the verge of breaking down. I know it was because I was scared of what she would think of me, because she's my best friend. And so when I did come out with it and did tell her, it was sort of like, she just sort of looked at me and was like, why did it take you so long to even tell me this? And also, why wouldn't you think that I would love you regardless? And I think what I'm trying to say is that, like, just like with me telling her, it was hard for me to say these things out loud to the people I loved, because then it became very, very real for me, and I had no choice but to deal with it. And dealing with it was something that I struggled with for a very, very long time. Like, the panic attacks, the gut-wrenching feeling of having to admit to yourself that these feelings are real, these things that you're going through are real, and that you have to face them. It's not easy. There are so many of you out there that can obviously vouch for that and have probably feeling that way or have felt that way. But for myself, it was just hard. That's like the understatement of the year. But and there are a lot of things that sort of happened to me over the years, things that I've gone through that had added to all this, and my depression and my anxiety just grew and grew, and I wasn't doing anything at all to help it. Like, I thought I was, but in reality, I really really wasn't. I was sort of just, brushing it off, hiding it away, just sort of doing whatever I could to numb the pain, or just to sort of like cover it up and just brush it under the rug and think, oh yep, I'll get to it later, or I'll work on it when I can, when I'm strong enough, which was never the case. And I think there were a lot of things that sort of helped me push through. Like, for starters, I decided to get professional help. Like, I went to therapy to a few different people. And for myself, I absolutely loved therapy. It was just like an unbiased point of view, and somebody that just didn't know who I was, didn't know where I came from, didn't know who I was affiliated with or anything like that. They had no idea who I was, and they were able to sort of help me for me, like not for anything else, not because of who I was, not because of the religion I came from, not because of the family that I had or the culture that I came from. They were able to see me for me and be able to help me process everything the way that was best for me, if that makes sense. For a long time, I just struggled with how people, like, I really honestly cared about what people thought about me. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it got to a point where it was toxic. Like, I didn't want people to be upset with me. I didn't want people to think the worst of me. Like, I honestly wanted everyone to just love me. Oh, that sounds gross, but it's the truth. Like, I just didn't want to disappoint anyone, and I didn't want to hurt anyone intentionally, but I also didn't want other people to hurt me. And sometimes when you have that guard, it's like really, it can be really bad, because like then I became real defensive, and then I just had these really bad toxic like personality traits where I would just say yes to everything, do whatever I could, but then like not only did it hurt like my family around me, because then like you tend to put other people first before your own, but it's like I just started hurting myself mentally and physically. Like, I just kept pouring myself into people, into situations that I really didn't need to, and just thought that my self-worth was sort of based on what I could do for other people and what and how they perceived me, if that makes sense. And it's really hard to like admit that, and for a long time I could not admit that to myself, and that was a lot of where my healing had sort of started happening from. I had to really check myself, basically. I had to check what I was doing to myself. I had to acknowledge all the things that I was doing that was hurting me mentally and physically. And one by one, just picking at it, getting the help that I needed to sort of, like, I started using the tools that I had learned in therapy, and even like spiritually, I had to sort of realign myself as well. And I just put all this freaking pressure on me, and I just forgot that I'm human. Like, I'm like everybody else. Like, I'm gonna make mistakes and I'm gonna do stupid shit, but I shouldn't let that sort of stop me or hurt me in a way that like I couldn't move forward. And so yeah, checking myself was like one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. It still is, like, even to this day, like, I'm still checking myself, because then you slowly start finding yourself doing things that okay, no, don't do that. And I was doing things that were toxic too to other people. Like, I've fallen in and out of relationships, not romantically, but I mean, like, yeah, that, but I've fallen in and out of relationships, like with my family, with my friends, and I would always sort of put the blame on them, but you know, not knowing that there were just things that I wasn't doing as a friend, as a sister, as a cousin, as whatever, that I know that I could have done better. And I'm not afraid to admit that anymore. And I'm grateful that I can admit that now, because now moving forward, I know what kind of person, what kind of friend, what kind of relative I want to be to other people, to my loved ones, mainly because that's how I want them to treat me. And all I've ever wanted was to be loved, honestly. And I just don't want my past experiences to hold me back from enjoying what I know is going to be an amazing future if I just let it. Like the things that I have allowed to consume me, to hold me back, it's just, it's so freeing knowing that I can sort of move forward from it. And don't get me wrong, like, it has taken me a long time. Like, I'm gonna be straight up. Like, I have gone through sexual abuse, I have gone through mental abuse, and, you know, just a whole lot of other shit that you just wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. And I'm not saying this just so then that way I can get your sympathy or whatever, or no, because I honestly don't need it. But I just want to share that, like, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I never ever thought that I could ever be this happy, ever. Like, it is ridiculous the way that I feel at this moment. Like, for somebody, for someone like me, if you know me personally, then you know that there has just been like this cloud that has been around me for the longest time. And I honestly didn't think that I would ever get through that. Like, I let that shit hold me back for so damn long. To the point where I never thought I deserved or I was worthy of ever feeling this happy or this content in my life. I'm like 32 now? And only just now I've been able to like break through those barriers and really heal from a lot of that. Like I said, I can't control what has happened to me anymore. But I can control how I move forward from here. And I can just share everything that I can possibly bear to all of you, because I just don't want you to think that this is it. Like, whatever you're going through, this is it. Like, I know it can feel like the absolute end of the world. Because, girl, I have been there. Like, to the point where you just cannot breathe and cannot move forward, and all you see is nothing ahead. But I just want you to know that whatever it is that is holding you back, that is hurting you, that is literally crushing you, I promise, if you would just let anybody or somebody that you love in, or just find whatever it is that will work for you, just keep trying. Like, honestly, just keep trying, because the world is so much more better with you in it. The world is so much more better with you in it. Like, I can't express that enough. You are so beautiful. You are so loved by everyone. And I just hope you know that it'll all be worth it in the end. And that there are so many people out there cheering for you. One thing that I found that did work for me was I had to say sorry to myself. Yeah, I know. I had to forgive myself, and I had to say sorry to myself for a lot of things. Like, for instance, like I just would sit there and be like, I'm so sorry for letting you think that you were ugly. Because I did. I let myself think that for a long time. I'm so sorry for letting you think that you were worthless. I'm so sorry for letting you think that this world would be so much better without you. I'm so sorry that I let you think and let you feel that you had no purpose. I'm so sorry for not giving you the opportunity to heal and move forward from all of this darkness. I'm so sorry for hurting you so much over the years and for allowing so many others to hurt you too. And I think by saying all these things to myself and for finally forgiving myself for all these things, like it really did help with my healing process moving forward. A bunch of other things as well. But yeah, like those were some of the things that I found to help me. I know this video was a little bit mismatched and then the crying started. If you know me, then you know that I really don't like crying, and yet here I am. But I guess I just wanted to share a bit of my soul to all of you. I know I don't have to, but I want to. And I'm strong enough now to be able to do stuff like this. And I'm so excited to see where this takes me. And I'm excited to see where this goes, pretty much. And I'm excited to have you guys along with me. I promise it's not always going to be this heavy. But I do want to share bits of me that I'm happy to share and comfortable enough to share with you. And so I just want to say that I love you, whoever you are. We love you. I'm excited to share a few things with you as we go along. I'm excited to share things that I enjoy, things that I'm going to try for the first time. I don't know how that's going to go, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've always wanted to say that. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you enjoyed it. And yeah, until next time, peace. Love you.